The emotional state of the country and the world seems to be at an all-time low and very fragile. The list of things that are wrong, incredible, or depressing seems endless. But if we were not told about this madness, few of us would notice it in our corner of the world. Why listen to any news if it's so depressing? Sooner or later, someone will tell you about it anyway. News is closer to gossip, and like gossip, there is very little we can do about it. The adage, ignorance is bliss, makes more sense every day, as we are bombarded with gloom and doom every time we are exposed to any social media or network news. The adage, knowledge is power, is true, but it only applies if we can do something with the information. Education was intended to teach us how to handle things that happen to us. This is the reason baseball games are played with a scoreboard. The scoreboard is not there for the fans. It is there so each player knows what to do when they get the ball. News is like trash talk at the baseball game, where players try to get inside the heads of their opponent. It's where anger starts, so fans of those players become more engaged, and there are more eyeballs watching the advertising. It is really not important to watch the game, but if something is upsetting or irritating about the competition, it's hard to look away. And in the case of today's madness, it brings anger, disgust, fear, and resignation. None of these states of mind are comforting. News should be educational, but the need to be educated by the news is no longer possible or important. To be completely educated on any subject today is impossible. Today, the total amount of information in the world is doubling every 13 months, and is expected to double every 12 hours by 2025. It is no longer necessary or possible to know much about anything. But the only thing one really needs to know is how to ask the right question and have enough extrapolative skills to determine if the answer is logical. The bottom line is there's nothing different today than has been happening for the past 6,000 years of civilization. The only difference now is there's more information that is instantaneous, and it overwhelms us, giving us the feeling of being out of control and insecure. That leads to the depression and fatigue that we are all experiencing in these, the greatest of times and the worst of times. This too will pass. Things have been worse. Right will prevail, and we still live in the greatest country on earth, if we stop listening to all this trash talk from those who don't believe it, and are trying to do their best to have you lose faith in our God and our country. This is Keith Kuby, wishing you the best in making the world a better place.